Today on Winging It, we are going to be doing another 4G Wi-Fi Q&A, taking your questions from both my first Q&A and the original 4G video and answering as many of them as I can. Yes, welcome back to Winging It today, ladies and gentlemen. We are going back to an older topic on the channel, which is the 4G Wi-Fi. Now, about 8 months ago, I made my original 4G Wi-Fi video. If you haven't seen it, then please do go back and watch it. It's my most viewed video on the channel, about 18,500 views it's got now. I will leave links to all the videos in the description down below. But since then, I've received a lot more questions and different questions. So today I'm going to be reading comments off my phone from both of those videos and answering those questions for you guys to enjoy. Also, on a quick bonus note before we start, I apologise for the state of my hair. Me, like everyone in lockdown here, are struggling for haircuts and keeping control of something that's getting continuously bigger every day. So yeah, let's read the comments. So the first comment for today is off the original video. It's a comment that I get quite a lot, which is basically, this guy is called In Zigzag. His comment says, "Hey man, I want to get this router, so thanks for making this vid, and I've got a question. How did the router hold up, or router, whatever you want to call it, for you with time, and how has the connectivity been? Does it drop?" Now, this is a question I get quite a lot. It's a question that I did answer beforehand, but because it's been, time has come since that time, that doesn't make any sense. Since time has progressed since then, obviously the situation could have changed. So as of now, no, I don't get any connection drops. The speeds are still roughly the same as they were. Obviously it fluctuates much like normal 4G strength and signal fluctuates on your phone. So my second comment today is from a guy called Roger Holden. Now, this is actually not a question that gets asked very often, but he says, "Isn't it really expensive? Do you have unlimited?" I'm the other way around, about 44 megabits on BT and next to nothing with 3, so it's no backup. Now, let's break that question down into several mini questions. One, is it expensive? No, not really. It's £21 per month. Do you have unlimited? Yes. I mean, theoretically, yes. I think there is a very, 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 very high soft cap of around like 1,000 gigabytes or something, which I don't think you'd ever hit. I've uploaded videos, download new games, play online games. I mean, I do all of this simultaneously, and I've never ever hit a cap. And what he says about there being next to nothing on 3 probably depends on where you live. They only cover certain areas, and 3 doesn't cover everywhere. But on 3's website, you can put your postcode in, and they will tell you what your coverage is like in your area. So I suggest you do that before you buy the 4G router or sign up for the subscription. So my third comment for today is from a guy called A, just A. He says, "You should install an outdoor 4G/LTE antenna. The hub should have 2 connections for the antenna somewhere. If you do take this route, try to keep the antenna cable as short as you can so you don't lose out on the gain provided by the antenna in the first place." Now, this is a comment that I had a few times, people saying put an antenna on it or put an outdoor antenna on it. Now, this is something I fully intend to do. Right now, money is not easy to come by. I'm not in a terrible situation, but also at the same time, I don't really want to spend however much on an antenna. Even if they aren't that expensive, it's still going to add up at the end of the day. But I will be trying it later this year, but I just need to let this whole situation go out first. So, Andy Robinson and a million other people all like to tell me how to pronounce Huawei, which apparently is how it is said. Also, to go along with those smart comments about how to pronounce the name, can go this comment from a guy called Megabine, who says you should try putting it next to the window. Now, in the original video, I actually had it on my desk because I was reviewing it, and it's ever since been right there. That little black thing right there on my finger is. It's been there ever since that video stopped filming. Obviously, I wasn't going to leave it on my desk. I mean, I'm not that stupid. So another question I get, which not very often, this guy is called Luca Delucci? Luca Delucci, perhaps? I don't know. Bruno will probably have a better idea of pronouncing that name than me. He says, with the free network, your PlayStation works on NAT2 or NAT3. Now, if you don't know what NAT is, it's basically... The NAT type I get off the internet is type 2. Also, I've just done a PlayStation internet test, and as you might be interested to know, The current download speed I'm getting for this is 69.5 megabits per second. I only need an upload speed of 2.5, but obviously I'm downloading a lot more probably with the PlayStation at the moment than I am with that, so it's a big difference. When I upload things on my computer, the upload speed shoots up and the download speed goes down, so it does fluctuate like I said. But yeah, Type 2 is the NAT. Richie Bainbridge. Now I get this comment maybe once or twice every now and then, which is not actually about the internet, but it's actually good info, thanks, but why the music in the background is very distracting. Now, one, it is an editing choice that I make because I prefer to have a slight bit of music there rather than white sound. I think it just sounds a lot more awkward if I'm sitting there with white sound. If I cut out the audio that's playing now, it's just me talking in my room, and it's kind of a bit quiet, and you know, it's alright, but it's not that interesting to listen to. And if I put the music back in now, everything sounds good again. It sounds more jolly and upbeat, and you know, it's more of an editing choice because I don't like the white noise. I admit probably in that first video I had the music turned up a little bit too much. Just a little bit too much, but in subsequent videos I've turned it down to a more acceptable level that isn't distracting. So if it was, that's an editing mistake, but I choose to have the music there because that's just how I like it. So now, another question I have here is from a guy who I do not even know how to pronounce his name, but I'm going to call him Condia or Condea. He says, how much are these in Australian money? Now, in Australian dollars, according to Google's currency converter, it is 45 Australian dollars per month. Now, if you're also wondering, other currencies, we can go for, let's say, just euros, 24.08, Swedish krona, it is 262.20 crowns. Hope that's helpful. So the last comment I'm going to read out today is from a guy called Noob Gamer. He asked specifically about lag when playing online games. He says, hello, with this 4G, how is it when playing games online? What does your ping be when playing online games? So what is your ping like? What is it like? And good. And it's a fairly nonchalant reply, but good. It's I've gone through many years, especially playing in the early days of PS3, Modern Warfare 2 Remastered Online and Modern Warfare Online, and it is and was laggy on old BT copper wire internet. With this, however, I can play games like Rocket League, COD, Snooker 19 and all other kinds of online titles online with no lag at all, unless the other person that you're playing against lives in a cave as well, like I used to, and has terrible internet. But anyway guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this little Q&A update for the 4G Wi-Fi. I'm not doing too much on the 4G Wi-Fi at the moment, just because for a while back then it seemed to be all I ever did. And I really appreciate all the questions and all the people that have viewed the video. 18,500 is so much more than I ever would have thought that I would get, and over 1,000 comments as well, which is also ridiculous. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you want, like if you want, leave if you want. Thank you.
I was afraid that would happen.
Ow! Ah! Try that again.
Is that another blooper? Okay.
I'll do that again, shall I?
Yes. That's my bad. I'm gonna
be dying here, I'm not gonna be laughing.
Okay.